Welcome to the Hands-on Art Ceramic Painting tutorial presented by Ambrosia. This is available in PDF format if that's easier for you to follow and will be available in the studio. We'll begin by wiping down the surface with a wet sponge. Then we will trace the image onto the tissue paper with a pencil and then cut this out with some scissors. Begin tracing with the Sharpie. This is permanent, but don't be too worried about it being perfect. We'll be painting over all of this and adding a liner at the end. I chose to freehand the writing to show you that you don't have to always trace it. You can also do your own writing if you prefer. Keep in mind that the pots could be lowered if the hands are going to be a little bit bigger. I wish I did lower mine after the fact. And then we'll begin painting our background. I'm doing mine just a solid white. Remember, we want to do 2 to 3 coats of every color. And then I'm moving on to a yellow, just for that accent of the flowers and the pots. And then I will also be doing an orange accent color. Then once you have that prepped, you can go ahead and paint the hands of your child or whoever you are creating this plate for. And you'll notice I'm facing them away from each other just so that it looks a little bit more symmetrical when we create these little cactus guys. Now I'm going in and filling in. The plate that we chose does have a little bit of an indent, so I wanted these cactuses to be nice and full and connect to those fingers, so I went ahead and filled that in. And then I'm adding in the flowers with those accent colors of the orange and the yellow. And now we're ready for our liner. So I am using the Fun Writer. You can see it takes a little bit of technique. You can kind of come out in more areas than others than you would expect. But you could also use a liner tool if that is easier for you, whichever you prefer. It's important to always go slow and constantly be dipping, your brush into new fresh paint. If it dries out or there isn't enough paint, it won't glide on as expected. And then keep in mind that the entire thing doesn't need to be outlined. You can use your creativity and only outline the areas that need most impact, like the edges of the cactus or those little spines. And then of course you do want to outline whatever writing that you're wanting to add in there. And you can always ask for help as well. Our sales associates are very good at using our tools and they would be happy to help you. And don't forget to do the outlines of all of your little flowers and any of the little dots that you add in. And now I'm going in with the darkest green to add just a little bit of a green border around the whole plate. And I want that to blend in with the back of my plate as well. We're just going to be adding a solid black-green background. And so those two will blend together nicely. And remember, we want 2 to 3 coats of any color. And then just for fun, to remember the year, I went ahead and added 2024 on there. And of course, feel free to write anything that you would like to on here, the dad's name or the child's names, whatever you'd like to add in here, you can. And there we have it. That is the image before we have fired it. And then here is the after. Thank you so much for following along, and I hope you have a great year ahead.